Alright, I'm going to continue with where I was going with that thought. I was on my fantasy football starter setups. Just to recap what I've said. Quarterback, I said start Aaron Rodgers. Running back, I said start Arian Foster. Wide receiver, I said start Calvin Johnson. For tight end, I was beginning to say that you start Dallas Clark, and here's the reason why. I do know that they don't really have an established quarterback, but we can't say the Vikings did either last week. And Asante Shenko really just set it off against the Chiefs. Tight endless Bills. Both those guys look like studs against the Chiefs. They're just not playing good football against tight ends. I think partially the reason why is because of the 3-4 defense they run. You got Tom Bally coming off the edge. You really, Eric Berry out and Kendrick Lewis out. There really is no safety who can cover those athletic tight ends. And there's really no linebacker outside of maybe Derek Johnson to keep up with one of those tight ends. I would say they're probably the worst defense against tight ends. And with Dallas Clark being one of the best, I think Dallas Clark's going to have a really productive game this week. Defense starts Cincinnati simply because, one, their defense is the best this year, at least on paper and stats-wise. And two, you're going up against a rookie quarterback. I love my Missouri Tiger, Blaine Gabbert, but he's still establishing himself as a quarterback in this league. And I just feel like Cincinnati's defense is really going to get it done this week. Setups. Ben Roethlisberger, Big Ben, he's going up against number 7 ranked Tennessee defense. Pittsburgh hasn't played Pittsburgh football. I do think the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to win. But just like when Ben Roethlisberger won the Super Bowl against the Seattle Seahawks, he didn't have his best game. That's because the Pittsburgh Steelers, they have such a good team where Ben Roethlisberger doesn't have to have a good game to still win. Where some quarterbacks in this league, like Cam Newton, for example, they have to have big games for their teams to win. And Ben Roethlisberger has the luxury. He didn't have to have a big game to win. And I feel like Ben Roethlisberger, his team's going to get it done. But Big Ben, individually, I think it would be a wise decision not to start him this week. Running back, sit Maurice Jones-Drew. He's going up against the best defense. Listen, that defense I don't think is going to show Blaine Gabbert any respect. I see a lot of 8 men in the box. And I just feel like they're going to get done this week. Receiver, I think you should set Brandon Lloyd simply because they're going up against the number 6 San Diego Chargers defense. Once again, quarterback issues. The city wants Tebow. The coaching staff wants Orton. They can't really make up their mind what they want. Denver's still looking for their John Elway. And even though Brandon Lloyd's had a good few years with Orton, I just don't feel like he's going to get it done this week. Tight end, I'm saying sit Vernon Davis simply because I just feel like it's going to be a big week for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I feel like they're really going to get it done. Stay away from Vernon Davis. Defense, set Atlanta. Because Green Bay's offense right now is just torching every defense in the league. Green Bay put up huge numbers against Atlanta last year in the playoff game, and it's quite simple. Atlanta, they're not as good as what they were last year. At least they're not showing it. Green Bay's only gotten better. Their offense, they've actually got a running game. Their passing game is just indescribable. Set Atlanta's defense, and that's going to conclude today's show, or this week's show of B&K Sports Lounge. Hopefully next week I'll have my buddy Kyle. Sometimes we'll get into some controversial discussions and disagreements, and we really battle out. It's exciting. I want to thank you guys for watching my first episode of B&K Sports Lounge. Thanks.